Have you ever felt that pull, for a deeper connection, for a real conversation that goes way beyond just the day-to-day stuff? Well, we're about to dive into this incredible idea that you were actually designed from the very beginning for one big reason: to communicate directly with God. Let's get into what that really looks like. So let's just ask the question right out of the gate. Were we really born for this? To talk with God? To answer that, we're going to look at the whole story. How things were supposed to be, how that connection got broken, and most importantly, the amazing plan to get it all back. All right, so let's rewind. Where did this all start? Well, God's original blueprint for humanity wasn't a one-way street. It wasn't about us just kind of shouting prayers up into the sky. No, from the get-go, it was designed to be a living, breathing, two-way conversation. And look at this, it was a true dialogue. This was never supposed to be a monologue from God. It was a relationship. God speaks, he counsels, and in return we respond, we ask for things. It's a genuine back and forth. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The original design was total freedom. Can you imagine just walking and talking with God? No fear, no shame, no guilt. Just this pure, wide open line of communication. But we all know the story. That perfect connection didn't stay that way. So what went wrong? How did this easy, open conversation just get cut off? It really all comes down to one moment, a single choice that literally changed everything. There's this verse from the prophet Isaiah that just nails it. It says, our actions, what the Bible calls sin, they created this separation. It's like a wall went up, blocking the conversation. And here's the key thing to get. God didn't leave. Humanity built the wall. And you can see how it happened step by step. It wasn't like flipping a switch. It all kicked off with pride. That pride led to disobedience. And what was the immediate result? Not a lightning bolt from heaven, but human fear. That fear made them hide. And right there, in the hiding, the line went dead. And here it is, straight from Adam himself. These words show this massive shift. It's the very first time fear shows up in the relationship between humanity and God. That beautiful freedom was gone, replaced by shame and this gut instinct to hide. And just like that, the easy dialogue they had was severed. But here's the good news. That is not where the story ends, not even close. The story pivots from that broken connection to one of hope. It introduces this incredible divine plan to build a bridge right back to God. There's this powerful way to think about it. Imagine a king and his child messes up big time, then runs away. Even with that broken relationship, does the father's love just vanish? No way. In the same way, God's love was still there, and he already had a plan in motion to bring his kids back home. And that whole plan centers on Jesus Christ. See, his death on the cross, that was the moment the wall of sin was torn down. His burial, that symbolized all that stuff being put away for good. And the resurrection, that was the moment the phone line was officially reconnected and the relationship came back to life. And this verse from Ephesians just drives the point home. It says that those of us who were far off are now brought near. Jesus himself is called our peace. He's the one who closes that gap, who smashes down the wall of separation that sin built. So, because of this restoration, believers get a brand new status, a royal priesthood. It's got two parts. Royal means we're heirs to God's kingdom. But priesthood, that's the real game changer here. A priest's number one job is to communicate directly with God. And now that job is open to everybody. Okay, so the line is open. But how does the conversation actually work today? Well, the answer comes from this ancient prophecy that perfectly describes our new reality. So check this out. Way back, like 800 years before Jesus, the prophet Joel talked about a future time when God would pour out his spirit on everyone. Not just a few special prophets, but everybody. A time when God would speak through dreams, visions, and prophecy on a massive scale. Now fast forward hundreds of years. The Apostle Peter stands up on the day of Pentecost and makes this huge announcement. He says, hey, you know that thing Joel talked about all those years ago? This is it. It's happening right now. A whole new era of direct communication had officially begun. So what does that look like for us? Well, God speaks in a bunch of ways. He uses dreams and visions. He speaks through prophecies, through the Bible, and even through other people in the church community. The conversation is happening all around us. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. The line is open. the call is coming through. But are we actually tuned in? You know, are we ready to listen? Jesus used this picture of a shepherd and his sheep. And the whole point is, the sheep don't just hear a voice, they recognize their shepherd's specific voice. In a world that is just so loud with so much noise, our challenge is learning how to pick out that one voice from all the static. So what's all that static? Well, this promise of hearing God is for absolutely everyone. But we're warned that the daily grind, the constant worrying, the chase for money, all the distractions, that stuff can completely block the signal and keep us from hearing anything at all. This makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you reconsider the things you might have just brushed off. I mean, that one dream you had that felt so real, so important. Was it just a weird dream? Or could it have been the very answer you've been praying for? And what about that piece of advice from a friend that just hit different? Or that Bible verse that seemed to jump off the page right when you needed it? Could that have been it? The breakthrough you've been so desperate for? So we've come full circle. We started with a perfect connection. It was broken by us, but it was completely restored by God. The connection is there. The line is wide open. The only question left is, are we listening? This overview is a summary of Elder Duncan's sermon notes, a minister of the Global Bible Way Churches.